gentle yoga flow. So if you have a mat, that would be perfect to grab that, and a blanket. So we'll begin with a blanket underneath the hips, bringing those hips up higher than your knees, and taking a long spine with that natural curve in the low back. And we can begin by closing your eyes or have a soft gaze down at the floor. And we'll begin to bring the awareness inward, just noticing the natural rhythm of your breath. Notice if you breathe more into the belly or the chest. Then we'll begin to deepen the inhale. Try to fill up your belly with air first, then the chest, expanding the ribs first and then the chest. So fill up the belly, feel the belly expand, the ribs, and then the chest on the inhale. And then take a long exhale to empty out all the air. One more just like that. Now we're going to take some mudras or mantras with mantra also known as a positive affirmation. So we're going to begin with a Ganesh mudra, and we're going to take the left hand facing out and the right hand facing in. You're going to interlace the fingers and relax the shoulders. And you're going to inhale to pull the hands away from each other. On the exhale, soften the hands and the shoulders. And while you are doing this, you can repeat to yourself either I am courageous or I have courage. One more. And relaxing the arms. We'll take a full breath here. And the next mudra is a mudra for peace and freedom from fear. It's one of the common ones that you'll see the Buddha doing. So you'll bring the right hand up and the left hand facing up on the leg. So right hand's cupped but facing out, left hand's cupped facing up. And you can repeat to yourself either I am at peace or I release fear, whichever one feels right to you. So either I am at peace or I release fear. The next breath, you can release both arms, taking a full breath here. And the next one, we're going to take the thumb to right above the index finger, so on the outside. So the knuckle is right below the knuckle on both sides. And then you can rest the hands. And this one builds confidence. So you can say, repeat to yourself, I am confident. Repeating to yourself, I am confident. remembering that we have everything that we need inside of us. I am confident. And releasing the arms, taking a full breath here. And then to think of building even more courage, we're going to take something called lion's breath. So you're going to inhale through your nose, and on an exhale, you're going to stick out your tongue and make a sound. You can close your eyes if you'd like, or you can keep your eyes open. It's perfectly fine to laugh. That'll happen sometimes. So inhale through the nose, sticking the tongue out. We'll do it 3 more times, just like that. One more time because I lost count. See? I laughed too. And you can close your eyes, just taking one regular breath here. Just keeping your eyes closed as you continue to take full breaths here. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. That is from Ambrose, Red Moon. I'll say it again. So courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. From Ambrose, Red Moon. All right, so let's go ahead and find tabletop. So hands and knees. You might take the blanket so you can have it underneath the knees for a little cushion. Making sure the knees are in alignment with the hips, wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in alignment. And we'll take some cat-cows here. So inhale, drop the belly as you lift your heart. Exhale, press the mat away as you round your spine. Take a few more just like that. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round, press the mat away. Continuing that movement with your breath. The next inhale, find a long spine. We're going to tuck the toes to send the hips up and back for a down dog. Pressing down with the fingertips, draw them towards you so you're taking the pressure off your wrists. Sending the hips up and back. You can keep the knees with a soft bend, maybe pedaling out the feet or taking the hips side to side. Just being playful here, finding what feels good or what your body needs. Couple more full breaths right here. On an inhale, we're going to lower the knees. We're going to send the hips back towards the heels for a child's pose. Reaching the hands towards the front of the mat, taking an inhale to fill up the belly. On the exhale, release, melting into the mat. next inhale, we'll walk the hands over to the right, bringing the left hand on top of right, pressing back with that left hip. Inhale, walking the hands through center and over to the other side. On the inhale, walk the hands back through center. Take a full breath here. We're going to press into the hands to come back to our tabletop. If you have the blanket underneath the knees, you can set it to the side. We're going to come all the way down to the belly. We're going to take the arms out to a cactus or touchdown. You're going to inhale just to lift your heart just a little bit up into a cobra. Exhale, lower. If it feels safe to do so on the low back, you can lift a little bit higher. Lower down. One more, maybe lifting a little bit higher into up dog. The next inhale, press into the hands. Returning to tabletop, we're going to tuck those toes, sending the hips up and back for down dog. You can pedal out the feet, play with bending and lengthening the legs. On an inhale, we're going to come forward into plank, engaging your core. Exhale, down dog. Two more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. The next inhale, you're going to walk your hands back to meet the feet. Exhaling in a forward fold. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, round through the feet. Inhale to rise, reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhaling the hands to heart center. Come to the front of your mat, and if you're not there already, finding mountain pose. So you can turn the palms outward, pressing down with the big toes and the pinky toes. You might close your eyes for a minute here. Just feeling nice and grounded. You lift up through the arches and through the crown of your head. One more breath here. Then you can open your eyes. We'll bring the hands together. We're going to take a tree pose. So you'll ground through the right leg. You can lift the left leg to a kickstand or to the calf or above the knee, just not right on the knee joint. Keeping the core nice and engaged, finding a focal point out in front of your eyes to focus for balance. Taking a couple breaths here. The next breath, return to mountain pose. You might shake it out. We'll take a full breath here in mountain. Bringing the hands back to heart center, switching sides for tree pose. Keeping your core nice and engaged. Draw the navel in towards your spine. And then we're going to return to our mountain pose. We're going to inhale to reach the arms up, and exhale, send the hips down and back for a chair pose. Hips, knees, ankles are all in the same lane. They're both in parallel. They're all in alignment. One more breath here. The next exhale, we're going to fold. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground through the feet to rise. Exhale the hands to heart center. 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hips down and back. 1 more breath here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Ground through the feet to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. 1 more round of those. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chair. Inhale. Exhale, deeper into chair. Next breath, folding over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Ground through the feet to rise. Exhaling those hands to heart center. Now we're going to take another tree pose. So finding your balance, bringing the foot to the calf or the thigh. If your balance is feeling good here, you can play around with the arms, taking them down to the side or up. Maybe playing with your gaze, taking your eyes upward or closing the eyes. One more breath here. Hands to heart center, back to mountain pose. Nice little shake out. Other side. Feel free to play with the arms. One more breath here. Hands to the heart, back to mountain pose. You can release the arms, take a full breath here in mountain. Nice. We're going to step the feet out wide, turning the toes out slightly. We're going to reach the arms nice and long for a 5-pointed star. So on the inhale, you're going to reach long. On the exhale, we're going to bend the legs and the arms into goddess pose with a lion's breath. So you're going to inhale, reach up. On the bend, you're going to go sticking out the tongue. Two more. Nice. Inhale, reach up. And then we're going to turn the right leg out, coming into a warrior 2. So we're kind of in a surfer's pose here. Right leg's nice and open, long arms. We're going to reach forward, bringing the forearm to the thigh, reaching that left arm overhead to grow nice and long. Couple full breaths here. Next, inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior or humble warrior. Inhale, back to warrior 2. And we'll turn the feet in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, goddess with the lion's breath. One more. Reach. Warrior 2 on the other side. And reaching into side angle. Long side body, not collapsing in either side. On an inhale, we return to warrior two. Exhale, humble warrior. On an inhale, back to warrior two. We'll bring the legs back in, about hip width apart with the toes facing forward. You can bring your hands to your hips, add a slight bend to the knees, and we'll take a half fold with a long spine. Then you can fold all the way over, lengthening out the back of the legs. The next inhale, you're gonna put the hands back on the hips, bring yourself back to the halfway lift, and then lengthen all the way up. Nice. So now we're gonna take some yogi squats. If you have tight Achilles tendons like I do, you wanna use the blanket. So I'll show you from two different angles. So you're gonna start with the blanket, and then if you wanna take it away, you can. So let me show you first. And if this is just not comfortable at all for you, you can go back to taking the chair pose. So I like to take my feet a little bit wider than the hips and turn the toes out slightly, keeping the heels on the blanket because otherwise my heels will be lifted. And I inhale, reaching out, and exhale, hips go down and back. Engage your core to lift up. So I'm gonna face towards you now. And we'll do some of those together. So finding your strong foundation, we'll inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhaling the hands to heart center, sitting the hips down and back. Inhale, squeeze the legs as you lift up. Taking it back down, yogi squat. Engage the core to lift. Back down. Engage your core to lift. This time we'll take it down. Planting the hands, we're gonna take a forward fold. If you have the blanket, you can remove it. And then you can walk the feet out a little bit wider than hip width apart for a wide-legged forward fold. You can walk your hands over to one side, taking a couple breaths here. Walk the hands through center and over to the other side. Bring the hands back to center. You can walk the feet in, and then we'll come down back to our comfortable seat. So finding those sit bones and your long spine. We're going to take our mudras and mantras one last time. So Ganesh, taking the left hand out, right hand comes in front, interlace the fingers. Inhale to pull, exhale to soften. Repeating to yourself, either I'm courageous or I have courage. And then resting the hands, taking a full breath here. And then we'll take the abaya. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, forgive me. Right hand up, left hand cupped, and you'll repeat to yourself either I am at peace or I am free from fear. I am at peace, or you can say I am free from fear, whichever one resonates best with you. Resting both arms, take one full breath here. And the next one, I'm definitely going to say this wrong, Ahamkara. I looked these up beforehand, I promise, but every time I look them up, someone says them completely different, so forgive me for pronouncing the Sanskrit incorrectly. So thumb to outside of the index finger, right below the knuckles. And this one you can repeat to yourself. I am confident. Resting the hands, taking a couple full breaths here. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Take a final breath here together, inhaling the arms up and overhead, and exhaling the hands to heart center. I hope you feel a little bit more courageous. I hope you feel stronger and more at ease. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste. And then after this, I suggest instead of doing a shavasana or final relaxation, to try legs up the wall for about 5 to 10 minutes. The best way to get up the wall, I would show you if there was one handy like right next to me without stuff, is to bring your side right up against the wall and then lay on your back and then take the legs up. And you can use a pillow for underneath the head and just continue to take the full inhales and long complete exhales. So I hope you enjoy. Have a good night or day.